Hi guys, and welcome to the very first episode of I Like Trains. I think we all know by now that I do. This new series is going to look into model train layouts themselves. We're going to review them along the way. As well as that, obviously we'll take a closer detail and look at the locomotives that come with the sets and single locomotives themselves. As well as that, it's not just going to be actual 00 train sets themselves. We're also going to be looking at anything from toy trains, from the ERTL range, from Thomas the Tank Engine, all the way up to obviously die-cast models themselves, potentially Corgi models going forward. But today, the very first episode is going to be about this, and it is coming in as a train set. It is the Hornby Valley Drifter train set. Now, I was gifted this for Christmas, so we're going to unbox this. We're going to set it up. We're going to see the locomotive run, which is a 040 steam loco, and as well as that, of course, you can see you get a truck and a carriage there as well, four-wheel carriage. And the train set does actually come with the loco, and like I say, the two pieces of rolling stock. As well as that, it comes with a basic starter oval layout, the controller, and obviously the plug socket, obviously for it to be connected up to. So yeah, join me as we unbox this. So yeah, as you can see, here is the Valley Drifter train set. Now, the Hornby website had this up for an RRP of $98.99, which for what is included inside the pack, and bear in mind, this is actually from the Railroad range, so it's not die-cast, but of course it's meant to have some form of nice detail to it. Does still seem a little bit steep, I have to say. So like I say, as you can see here, we've got the 040 tank engine in the crimson colour, so the 537 Crimson King. And of course, as well as that, you've got the two pieces of rolling stock. You also have the oval shaped track, which is ideal for beginners, I do have to say. And as well as that, of course, you've got the controller and the MIDI map, which of course you can lay it out over. So we're going to unbox this. We're going to go through it and obviously see if it's actually worth the value for money, and obviously look at the loco in a lot more detail. I mean, just for face value off of it, it doesn't seem like you get a lot for your money, but of course, I'm open for persuasion, so let's just get into it and we'll see what we think. So here's the train set outside the box, and first of all, of course, we've got the MIDI mat here, and of course a little booklet from what I can see all about the different Hornby range, and of course just a little bit of information about the motor itself. That's a 3-pole motor, and by the looks of it, from what I can see here, it is DCC ready, so it's something you maybe could look to do if you wanted to with this set. So we'll put that aside for now, and of course we'll just have a look at the contents inside. So as you can see here, obviously we've got the power source, and of course the basic standard controller for the set itself. And like I say, we've got the basic various pieces for the oval track. But of course, we all really do want to see the actual pieces of rolling stock. So I think, first of all, we're going to have a look at the rolling stock and then leave the loco till last. So yeah, nice four-wheel carriage there, as we can see. I think the livery is actually quite nice. Nice sort of chocolatey brown, I want to say, with sort of like a mustardy sort of yellow line into it. I think it's quite nice. Not much weight to it at all, but like I say, because it's from the Railroad range, of course, it is just going to be mainly plastic. Very few metal parts fitted here, other than the wheels. So yeah, that's quite nice. We'll put that aside, and obviously we'll get that all set up in a little while. Next, we'll have a look at this truck, I think. So yeah, as you can see here, again, it's quite nicely done. The R. Fripp Mining Company Limited. Return to Colne Valley Railway. Load 10 tonnes. I mean, that's quite nice detail in terms of obviously how finely painted that is with the writing. You could maybe obviously fit something inside if you wanted to. It's hollowed out, so it's quite nice. Like I say, again, doesn't really weigh much, but of course, like I say, it's the plastic. It's from the Railroad range. So yeah, we'll put that aside and we'll go in for a closer look in a minute. And of course, we do have the locomotive itself here. And by the looks of it, it doesn't actually seem like it's protected very well. Although I suppose really they're meant to be quite sturdy here. Now, actually, surprisingly, this does have a bit of weight to it, but I think that's obviously purely for the 3-pole motor inside the loco itself. But on first look, first glances, doesn't seem too bad. I do actually quite like the finish here with the writing, and obviously the lining around it. I think that's quite nice. Not many separately fitted pieces on this at all, I have to say, if anything. But, and of course, if we have a look inside the cab there, you can actually see there's very, very few little details, although there is a little bit of detail to it. So that's actually quite nice. But I think what we'll do is we'll get the track built up, and then, of course, we can have a closer look at the loco in a little while. First of all, before we start building this, I thought I'd just show you the actual track mat itself. There is a few nicks to it, obviously, where it's been folded and shoved into the pack, which it's not the most of sturdy material which is made of, so I was sort of expecting there to be a little bit of damage to it. But as you can see, actually, there is actually quite a sizable layout there. Obviously, it's only really going to be the inner circle that the actual starter oval set is actually going to lay out for you. But it sort of gives you a bit of an idea in terms of obviously how you can expand it. And of course, there are various extension packs available, obviously, that you can expand onto this. But let's go ahead and get the track built, and we'll get the train onto the track. There she is, guys, the Crimson King, now down on the track. Now, I have to say that track was very easy to assemble, literally took all of the space of about 5 minutes, even if that. And that was including me having a couple of sips of coffee along the way. So we are all set and ready, and this has not been run in yet. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to see on very low how good the crawl is. Power is on. Not bad. And we're just going to flip the switch into reverse, and we'll see what the crawl is like going backwards. That's not bad, you know. Very noisy, I have to say, this loco, but it does need a run in, I suppose. Is a brand new loco, but let's obviously just go in and give it a good run. Let's put it on a nice medium speed. Thought I'd just show you quickly as well, in terms of obviously full speed, how fast this little loco can actually go. I think it's quite impressive, actually. But again, as well, of course, the faster it goes, the higher the noise level. Which, of course, as well, for someone who wants to build an actual realistic layout, it's not going to be something that's going to be too appealing to actual real serious modelled layouts. But I suppose we do have to bear in mind that this is meant to be a beginner set and trying to delve people into the hobby, which I actually think this set will probably do quite well. Like I say, I can't help but keep mentioning it. I just think it's the price of the set that's actually going to put people off. Now, just to end things off, I just thought I would just include a brief little history in terms of actually how this has come to about. So it actually does state on the box that the Valley Drifter was actually deranged from a name, and it's not actually even a particular train. So initially this is going back to obviously the golden age of steam, where you have had tons of different little branch lines all spanning across the country. And initially some of these goods trains would actually have to do unscheduled stops for certain people and for certain businesses along the lines. So hence why the name actually did derive as a Valley Drifter. Thought I would just show you another quick close-up of the carriage that comes with it. Like I say, I actually generally do like this livery. I think it's quite nice. I think it's quite nicely eye-catching as well. As you can see inside, there is no inside cab detail at all. But again, because it's the Railroad series, I really wasn't expecting that. But for the price, again, at $98.99, you would think there would be a little bit of minor detail inside there, just to add a little bit more value for money. But no, sadly, there is not. And of course as well, I just thought I'd show you a little bit closer show up of the truck. Like I said, I think it's quite nice, the Arthrit Mining Company Limited. I'm not too sure if that is actually a real mining company. Anyone let me know in the comments down below if it is. I haven't actually looked into it to see if it actually is a proper livery for the truck itself and the company actually existed, or whether it's just something just made up for the Railroad series, which I know Hornby have done from time to time. It wasn't a bad crawl there at the end, was it? I have to say, bearing in mind it's not even been run in very properly yet. But yeah, that's been my Valley Drifter train set review by Hornby. Leave a comment down below what you've actually thought of this set, if you own it yourself, and whether you would consider this really good value for money. I personally don't think it is, but I do actually think that the actual set itself is actually quite good for beginners. And I have to admit, I do actually quite like the 040 locomotive that it comes with itself. But like I said, I just think they could chuck in a few more bits there for the price. But yeah, guys, that's been the first episode of the series, I Like Trains. Please, if you do like this content, please consider giving a subscribe, like, and obviously comment down below if you do like this set. And maybe if you don't like this set, what don't you like about it? I've already put out my gripes, and we will see you in the next one. See you guys.